Welcome to the Sunday service today. Mother worship is the topic chosen for the talk, as because this whole month is mother worshipped in different forms. It began about 1 month ago when Navaratri was there, and mother was worshipped as Durga. And on Friday last was mother worshipped as Kali. After a few days, there is another form of mother worshipped, not in Vedanta society, but in different parts in India. It is Jagadhatri. And it continues, and we'll have Holy Mother's worship on 27th December this year. So, as this is the time when God is worshipped as Mother, it is, we thought, befitting to talk something about mother worship. Mother is the dearest person for a human being. Why only human being? For every creature, mother is the dearest. Without mother's protection, there is no survival. A child, a baby will find difficult to grow without mother's care, protection and nourishment. If somehow by accident the baby's mother is not there, he will have to be given the same love and nourishment by someone else whose treatment will be treated as mother's love. Otherwise, baby will not survive. Mother has been an object of worship. Shankaracharya wrote, Kuputro jayeta kvachidapi kumata na bhavati. Means, we may be bad children, bad son, but there is never a bad mother. Mother is always good. A man can be deserted by his daughter, his wife, or his sons, but can never be deserted by his mother. Same is the case with the daughter. Mother is most loving, most caring throughout our lives. Worship is the attitude, finally, which is meant to bring us closer to the object of worship. Feel the presence, have the awareness of the presence of the object of worship. Worship is love manifested. It is not just throwing water and flower to the deity. It is not just going to a place of worship and kneeling down and uttering and muttering some prescribed words. That is not real worship. Real worship is a strong bond of love between the worship and the worshipped, worshipper and the worshipped. Now, why God worshipped as mother? We'll come to that. What is mother worship? Swami Vivekananda's wonderful lecture in volume 6 of the complete works will come back to the later. What really is meant by mother worship? Let us now have the mother, God being worshipped as mother in the Hindu tradition. First, we find about the glory of mother in Upanishads itself. In one of the Upanishads, it is described that Brahman comes to Indra and other gods to show their mistake in being egoistic and thinking that they have won the battle against evil. And this coming of Brahman, they could not understand who that person was. And to announce that it was Brahman who was responsible for your victory and you were not responsible, your ego is just wrong. For that had to come Mother. Mother said, you see, it was Brahman who came to teach you. The gods could not understand Brahman. It is difficult to understand and get hold of Brahman. Brahman is too abstract. We can know about the Brahman only through Mother. Comes Uma Haimavati and he said, oh, you could not recognize him? He was the power behind all your goodness, all your victory, all your endeavor, all your success. It is God's power. And who announces that? Uma Haimavati, of exquisite beauty, of glory. And she says that it was the power of God, it was the Brahman that is responsible for your all good actions. Don't be proud that you have achieved success in your endeavor. Sri Ramakrishna said, you want to know Brahman, who is Satchidananda, absolute reality? You cannot know him without the grace of Divine Mother, without the grace of Mahamaya. Worship her, propitiate her, and pray to her, love her, and if she is pleased, she can, in a fragment of a second, she can give, look there, it is Brahman, you can understand Brahman. Otherwise you try without regarding her, it will be very, very difficult for you to attain Brahman. Worship Mother. And whatever you want, you will get. You want Brahman, you will get Brahman. You want a prosperous life, that also you will get. Saisha prasanna varada nrinam bhavati muktaye. Ramachandra worshipped Mother. He had to fight Ravana, incarnation of God. Brahman solidified into a human form. But without Divine Mother, he is not perfect to match the power of Ravana. Evil is also very strong. Then he worships Mother, and with the grace of Mother, she conquers evil. He conquers, Rama conquers evil. So that is the power of Mother. Without Mother's grace, we cannot achieve anything in the world. And with Mother's grace, we can achieve anything that we want in the worldly life, worldly prosperity, worldly success, everything. And also more than that, we can attain the liberation, we can attain the Brahmanhood, we can become Brahman. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. When you know Brahman, you are no more a man. When you have seen God, you have become godly. Sri Ramakrishna started his education. And when he found they want to teach you just to earn some money and have something of the world, he said, I don't want this education which helps us to feed ourselves, to just tie the banana and rice. Chal pala bandha vidya. You go, do something, utter some mantras to a customer's house and do worship, and at the end he will give some banana and some rice, put that and come back. Learning for the sake of worldly gains alone, that is no knowledge. It is no higher knowledge. It is the lower knowledge that gives us learning. Sri Ramakrishna wanted higher knowledge. Paravidya. So, what he did, then he was brought by the Mother's power to Calcutta to learn the priestly duties. He had to feed himself or not. He was a Brahmin. His only duty was to help people to worship God and do rituals. And how he was pulled from there to the worship of Divine Mother. And there he started worshipping her ritual. So worship has definite, you have to be initiated into the mantra, and you have some prescribed ways to perform the rituals. You have to offer water, and you have to offer sandal paste and flour, then dhupa and deepa, and then naivedya, bathe the deity mentally. All you have to do that. There is a process. To recite the mantra, offer the things, and worship is finished. If we do not know what we do, we go to the temple, give our offering to the priest, and say, recite the mantra and offer that to him. And our worship is finished. Stand in the queue for a long time. Those who have gone to Dakshineshwar or any other temple, those who have visited Tirupati don't know how long is the wait to just to go to the temple. And what we do, we don't think of God much that time. We think of when will we finish and go back home and take a little rest. 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. Tirupati, sometimes line is even 24 hours you have to be in the queue. 24 hours you have to be in the queue. You go sit there and wait and go slowly, the line proceeds. So much. And what we achieve after that? We go there and see the deity and then come back without any change in ourselves and say, I had gone to Tirupati, I had the vision, or we pray for something, some that we want in our life. Give me promotion in the job, or give my son's a job, or give my daughter's marriage. That are the more difficult things that in India that we often find. And we pray for that and then come back thinking that God will do that. We give God that duty. Please do that for me. I have come all the way to this, and some will even say, Lord, if you do that, I will make you a gift of 100,000 rupees. Like that, big gift. More difficult the prayer, more difficult to gain the thing, bigger is the amount of the gift. Something buying and selling with the God. You give me that, I will give you this. And God, out of His grace, gives. He doesn't need any money. He will go again and give that. But that is the relation and that type of worship we often do in the world. Go to the temple, go to the church, go to the mosque, do a prayer. Does each prayer you do? Or you do the Friday prayer and come back unchanged at all. Same jealousy, same violence, same feeling in the heart. Where is love for God or love for human beings grown in the heart after that prayer? If our prayer and our going to the mosque or a temple or a gurudwara instigates us and inspires us to become more doing the violent work, that was not a prayer at all. The God has to implant a fountain of love in our heart. Otherwise, that's not worship. Mother's worship will have to make us loving like Mother. Sri Ramakrishna did that thing. He started worshipping Mother Kali, and he was very inquisitive. And there was beautifully, I've seen the way we worship the Mother Kali's picture, that what is in Dakshineshwar was there decorated here. Beautiful black stone image of Mother Kali, having 4 arms, sticking tongue out, but wearing a nice, Mother is almost unclothed originally. But in Dakshineshwar they put nice Banarasi sari. And there is head in the hand, decapitated, there is jackal, there are 4 arms. But Mother's face is very benign. This Kali is worshipped in different forms. Shyama Kali is a very benign, beautiful, motherly face. Only tongue sticks out. Those who are not in that atmosphere, it takes time. But those who grow with the love for Mother or Mother Kali's worship, they find Mother all beauty and love. There is no fear or something abominable in Mother's form for them. Sri Ramakrishna started worshipping Mother that way. And when he started worshipping with the mantras and rituals, he felt, question came to him, am I doing this all just to a stone image? Just a figure, and there is no reality, there is no God? Just say mantra and Mother take this and grant us boon and grant peace to everyone. It's just word's sake? Or is there really a God? Is there really a presence of that whom we call Mother, who runs this universe? So I want to know that. But he was praying day after day, offering this thing, but Mother was not revealing. One day he said, it is too much. I can't stand this, doing this duty without seeing God and worshipping God. This seems to be like hypocrisy. There is no God. I don't feel his presence, her presence, but I am doing an offering and doing all the things. So he said, I cannot stand the separation, or I cannot stand the ignorance of the presence of God. And he used to pray, Mother, you must be real. You revealed yourself to Ramprasad, Kamala Kanta, who wrote so beautiful poems for you, and they had seen in Ramprasad's life. We know how Mother used to write do his job. When he used to go to pluck flowers, he went to give a hedge in his boundary. There was no one, and he was alone. And one girl comes and she starts helping him. And he knows that it is Mother Kali in the form of a human girl. And how Mother was living present. And Sri Ramakrishna had heard all this story. And he said, you don't reveal to me? I won't live any longer. This very moment, I want to sacrifice my body. There is no worth in living in this life without God. So much he was consumed with the feeling for the knowledge of God. That very moment, Mother revealed herself to him. After that, then his desires should have been fulfilled. He wanted to see that Mother is real, and the Mother showed her, after doing so much of puja, then he should be very happy and peaceful and duty finished. But it happened just opposite of that. After that, he wanted to have her vision again and again. Mother was not revealing. And he used to pray, Mother, just seeing you once is not satisfying. I want to have your vision more. I want to be aware of your presence every time, every moment. Mother was not revealing. He was not convinced. Then he started saying, Mother, Mother, and rubbing his face on the ground. It is the nose used to bleed. That was the consummation. He was consumed with the fire of the love for Mother again. Then, slowly, that feeling became more intense and more perfect. And he was then inseparable from the thought of Mother's presence. Then what happened? Mother started revealing to him in many forms. And he started finding, as it was said in the reading by Swami Saradananda, that Mother is present in our body as Kundalini Shakti. Raise that Kundalini Shakti to the head and you dissolve your ego. That means dissolve your ego. You become one with the Brahman. And then again, if your ego comes, make it a refined ego, the devotee ego, the loving ego. And with that ego, worship God, who is present in yourself. Bring God out from you and worship that. Now, this thing has become so real in Sri Ramakrishna, he started finding Mother in himself. There was one Mother's bed put there, and he started talking with Mother. Mother, you want me to sit there? Oh, I go and sit. She started sitting in the Mother's bed. People are watching what this crazy man is doing. The bed is meant for Mother to take rest, and human being, a pujari, cannot go and sit. Then he was worshipping, and he said, he used to offer the things he felt that Mother is taking. And he said, oh Mother, you want me to take first? Before offering, he started eating himself. Sometimes he used to put flour on his head and do Manasa Puja. There is certain mantra of Manasa Puja that I often do, even for 2 minutes, and that finishes. When that will finish, flour should not fall down from the head. That is my worry. But for Sri Ramakrishna, he was just immersed in that. Put the flower, he was doing Manasa Puja, became one with the Mother, and there was no other part of the puja. Suppose if that happens to me, what will happen? You will curse me. After 2 hours, if puja doesn't end, you will be hungry, all will be upset. So luckily I don't have that thing as Sri Ramakrishna had. And really that complaint went to Mathur Babu and Rani Rashmani that what this priest is doing, he puts flower on the head and sits quietly. What he does, we don't know. Because he could feel Mother's presence and he was absorbed in Mother's thought and he could see Mother sitting in his heart. That was the Mother's worship. Then slowly he started seeing Mother in everything. One cat came one day in the temple, and you know that cats are so much, that they are not like that, thought to be something unholy, impure, not like here, we love cat and dogs in India. So cat came and Sri Ramakrishna said, "Oh mother, you have come. Take this prasad, this food." Before offering to mother, he is offering to cat. He is not making anything. He is seeing mother there in the form of cat. Mother started revealing to him in everything, in all human beings, in all animals, in all sentient beings. His mother's worship had come to maturity, had come to perfection. When we start seeing that divine mother, all love, all gracious in all, then mother's worship is almost complete. Then all sorts of human beings came there. Some of good character, some of bad character. He says, I saw mother there peeping through that woman who was not of good character. There was divine mother for him in every being. And finally, what he did, as you were in the reading this morning, that he invoked the presence of Divine Mother in Holy Mother Sharada Devi and transformed her human existence into godly existence. Divine Holy Mother, was Holy Mother just a human being, ordinary human being like any other woman? And Sri Ramakrishna did Shoraji Puja and she became Divine Mother? No. Holy Mother was, by her very birth, she was God, Goddess herself. But what did this puja do? Shodashi Puja? That made her aware of her divinity, of her duty, of who she was. Sri Ramakrishna did that. And after recognizing Holy Mother as the Divine Mother herself and taking her to that level, then he offered all the fruits of his sadhana to her feet and closed sadhana any further. After that there is no sadhana. All her spiritual practices for of long 12 years of all sorts of Hinduism, Vedanta, Tantra, Vaishnava, Rama, Krishna, all those, he gained so much spiritual power. And Islam, Christianity, and all those other things that he did, all that sadhana, fruit of sadhana, was offered at the feet of Divine Mother in the form of Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi. Holy Mother Sharada Devi is one with Divine Mother Kali. Once Holy Mother was coming from Jairam Bhatti, first time. She was young, 16, 17 years old. And she became very tired walking long stretch of way of the path and fell sick. She got fever out of exertion. And how to reach? Next day they had to reach Dakshineshwar. How will she walk? Then when she was sleeping, she finds in a vision that one lady has come and is sitting near her bed. And she asked, "Who are you, dear?" She had a black complexion, that lady who just come. She said, "You don't recognize me? I'm your sister." She says, "Oh, sister, you have come. From where have you come?" "I have come from Dakshineshwar." And she was black in color. And she said, "Oh, I have to go to Dakshineshwar tomorrow, but this evening I'm sick, how will I go?" And that sister puts her hand on Holy Mother and Holy Mother forehead and says, "Don't worry, you will be cured and you will walk tomorrow." Puts her hand and all her fever goes away. When she wakes up in the morning, she was fresh. And it was Mother Kali herself coming to her to cure so that she reaches Virundhat. And what about Sri Ramakrishna's vision? Sri Ramakrishna, before he saw Divine Mother Kali in every human being, in every animal, in every bit of the world, he started seeing Mother in Mother Kali's form. One day he was just in his room doing something after the prayer, after the puja, and he finds daytime. He finds the sound of anklets. Then he comes out. Who is there on the courtyard? There were not many people that time. He comes and there is Divine Mother, Mother Kali, in a small girl walking. And he comes out of the room on the courtyard and he finds the Mother Kali going up into the temple through the steps. He was surprised. Mother Kali is real. And then he finds Kali Puja, and he sees that mother is looking at this little girl towards Ganga, towards Calcutta, and enjoying. And he has that vision so clear. It is they say the God vision is clearer than what we see in the world. That I see you and you see me. The vision of God is more clear and more intense than this perception. So he sees mother is going and looking at the Ganga sometimes, looking at Calcutta sometimes, and her hair flowing in the air. That was his experience of Divine Mother, which came through the worship of Mother. Then becomes worship complete. And what about Swami Vivekananda's view on Mother worship? Swami Vivekananda says that there are two things in the world which you cannot deny. And in fact, world is often divided into two. One is happiness, another is unhappiness. One is painful, one is pleasurable. That is how the world is. Now, what is the solution of this together mixing of good and evil, pleasure and pain? All this whole world is, our experience is a mixture of these two opposites. Everything is day and night, good and evil, everything is just opposite and it is mixed. Life is, what is life? Life is a continuous disillusionment of getting only good, only pleasurable. We think in our childhood there will be only success, only happiness, only pleasurable things we'll get in life. As we grow, we understand, no, the world is not meant that way. There are failures, there are miseries that will be present in our life. What mother worship had to do? Now how this was to be explained? Why there is evil? So there came forward many thoughts. One thought that arose in very ancient times in Persia was the thought of Satan. God is the giver of all good and pleasurable things, and Satan is the one who gives us misery and gives us all pains. But God sometimes fights with Satan, and Satan is another existence that became. But that is a very concrete way to explain the existence of evil in the world. Then came the idea of one God. And then what is the explanation for evil and good then? God is supposed to be, God is good, we often say. He gives us only good. But there is existence of evil. Or the existence of evil is just our wrong perception. Swami Vivekananda says, no, there exists bad, there exists misery, there exists death. Life is not, the world is not all life, all happiness. There are tears mixed with laughter. And to be more practical, there are more tears and little laughter. There is more misery and little happiness. That is what the life is. And what is that makes evil and what is that makes good? Behind every perception that we have, good or evil, it is the play of power, of energy. And that energy which gives us all sorts of experience, that energy is called Mother Divine. Mother is the power. Now that power, how this Mother gives us miseries? Let us see. Power in fact is not responsible for giving us good or misery. Power is just power. How you utilize that is up to us. In Vedas it is said, Mother said, I stretch the bows of Rudra when he desires to destroy evil. So it is Mother who gives power to all good actions. And it is the same Mother who gives power to even whatever the misery is there in the world. So what is Mother worship? Mother worship, the power that makes us live, is the same that makes us die. Laughter and tears are kin, and there are more tears than laughters in the world. good and evil are not separate existence. What is less good, we call evil. Evil is not all evil. That's why you find in very nicely represented in this yang and yin, in this Taoism. They have a circle with divided into unequal in halves, but not with a straight line, with a curved line. One half represents evil, another half good. But in the half that represents evil, the dark half, it is a small white patch. Another white half which represents good, it is a small dark patch. It says that in everything that you perceive as evil, there is something good. And whatever you think it is all good, there is something evil. There is smoke with the fire. So there is nothing that is absolutely good. What is good for us today, the same thing becomes evil tomorrow. What is good for me, that becomes evil for you. So in the thing itself, there is nothing good or evil. It is our perception that makes us good or evil. Now, mother worship of mother, accepting the power of mother to project this good and evil will give us strength to accept all that. What is mother's worship? Mother's worship is accepting everything that we get. Becoming more strong, becoming powerful ourselves to accept whatever comes in our life. Happiness comes, success comes, welcome that. Miseries come, failure come, accept that too. That will come. That knowledge that life is not all success. Life is not all that what I desire I will get in life. There will be my prayers be answered and I will get. There will be something that I will not get. I have to be ready to accept that what I ask and do not get. When I worship God, only when He fulfills my desire, that is not mother's worship. Mother's worship will be if I get what I did not pray, if I do not get what I pray, and even then I worship mother, that will be real mother worship. Worship of mother will make us strong and powerful. That's what Swami Vivekananda describes mother's worship. It is only for strong. Nayam atma balahinena labhya. Weak persons cannot get God. Weak children cannot attain mother. Swami Vivekananda, that famous lines in Kali the Mother. Those who dare to hug the misery and death, to him the mother comes. Mother worship means accepting the universe, whatever it comes. I don't care. That is the power of mother's child. That's why he said, be bold and face the facts that misery exists. Do not be chased by evils. Evil come and you want to flee that. Do not that. Evils are evil. What of that? He says. And when you go and find failure, when you find you get something unpleasant, then you cry. Then your ego is hurt. Swami Vivekananda says, the serpent of ego raises its hood. According to you want your world as you want. It doesn't happen. You get the blow from outside. And by getting the blow, finally you become stronger and stronger. That in the world, whatever I cheer and I wish, I won't get that. There are many things that I will have to accept. Finally, when our ego becomes strong by getting lot of blow and our wisdom becomes clear, then comes final surrender. That yes, Mother, I surrender to you. That gives us strength. Then Swamiji gives the story of bull and mosquito. And he says, what should be our attitude towards miseries, small miseries in life? One mosquito sat on the horn of a bull. And after Sometime the conscience pricked the mosquito. He said to bull, "Oh bull, I'm sorry, I was sitting on a horn for so long time, I gave you trouble." Bull said, "What do you say? You sitting for some time, 1 hour? You call whole your family and sit on my horn. Nothing that affects me." So we should be that strong to the miseries, whatever come in that life. If we can be that strong to the miseries, because that is part of life. Life is not the petals of roses always. There will be thorns. But shirking from the thorns and going away from that is not worshipping Mother. Mother worship will make us so strong. Miseries come, thorns prick. I'll pull that out. What does that matter? So that strength, if we get, then it is real Mother's worship. To be brave, to have faith in Mother is real Mother worship. Mother is one who does Srishti Sthiti Vinasha. Life we are living, we are getting the things, doesn't matter. If we see in life, there is nothing like a failure. We say failure. And that is a part which makes us grow. One person came here and he was not getting job. I know how the job is difficult nowadays. About 5-6 years ago. There is so much difficulty in job. He applied and tried. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, no job. He was almost frustrated. Is that a failure? That was meant for him to be. He should be accepting that thing. Nothing failure. Nothing to be frustrated in the world. Job I am not getting, okay. Then what happened that man? Finally went back to India. Was it a failure? He works in a big newspaper company, owns a car, has a house in near Delhi and have a fantastic life. Better than perhaps what he would have in Canada. So there is no failure. Only failure is not able to accept what comes in life with the bravery of the heart. Because our demands are so much and demands are so impractical. We always want good and pleasurable and according to our liking and our choice. That does not happen, will not happen in the world. There is failure, there is misery, there is misunderstanding, there is enmity, there is jealousy in the world. We have to live with that in the world. Without caring that, don't be depressed. That's what Swami Vivekananda says. Be powerful, be strong and accept all the challenges of the world and live like a brave man, like the son and daughters of the world. And then finally, when this serpent ego will get the blow from the world, will come real surrender to the will of Mother. Mother, whatever you give me, that I accept. I am your child. My life came by your grace. Death will come by your blessing. I accept both, life and death. And I care nothing. When I am here, I am being protected by you. Nobody dies without getting food. If job is lost, we become so afraid. Job is lost, another job we get. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, there are so many persons. We don't get job here, we go to India or our own country from we have come. There are people there, but very few people have to do that. But we are taken care of by Mother. Life is Mother's gift. Death is also Mother's gift. If we could surrender totally in our hands, then bravery in our heart will not be bowed down by anything in the world, will be able to accept everything and all challenges will be met. Then meeting this challenge of the world is real worship of the Mother with full faith in the love of our Mother and her care and protection for us. She takes us through different ways. When Arjuna and Yudhishthira went, they had to go, they said, went to heaven, they had to go through hell. That is what the thing is. No one Yudhishthira was such a pious man, but he had to see a hell before going to heaven. That comes in our life itself. We go through many difficult situations in life, but finally, blessedness is there. Finally, Mother is there. That faith and surrender to the will of Mother is the